Hello everybody! I'm here to talk to you about an upcoming documentary that will explore the early life and formative years of Freddie Mercury. Now, before the crown, before the roar of 80,000 fans, before Bohemian Rhapsody shattered silence and rewrote music, there was a photograph. A black and white moment from 1946. A young couple, smiles soft with hope, eyes full of dreams they couldn't yet name. Bomi and Farrokh Bulsara, married in love, standing at the edge of a future they couldn't imagine. They didn't know it then, no one did. But in that single frame, in the clasp of their hands, it's the warmth in their gaze. The story of Freddie Mercury had already begun. Not with a note, not with a scream, but with a promise. A family. A quiet act of love in a world still healing from war. This is where the legend started. Not in fame, not in fire, but in the steady, unshakable foundation of a home built on dignity, resilience, and devotion. And from that foundation, a boy would rise. And the world would never be the same. The photographs from that wedding day are soft with time, black and white, full of grace. Bomi, sharp-eyed and proud, a man of principle, quiet strength, and deep faith. Jer, radiant, elegant, a woman whose warmth would become a sanctuary. They were young, full of dreams. And though they followed tradition, there was something modern in their gaze, a quiet certainty that their life together would be shaped not by expectation, but by love, resilience, and purpose. Their journey wasn't easy. As members of the Parsi Zoroastrian community, it's planning they carried a rich cultural heritage, one that valued education, integrity, and service. But they also faced the challenges of displacement, of building a life across continents, of raising a family in a world that didn't always understand them. In 1954, they moved from Zanzibar to England, seeking better opportunities for their children. Freddie, then Farrokh Bulsara, was just 8 years old. A quiet boy with a love for music, a talent for art, and a spark in his eyes that hinted at something extraordinary. And it was his parents who nurtured that spark. Jer became his fiercest supporter. She saw his sensitivity not as weakness, but as depth. She encouraged his curiosity. She celebrated his uniqueness. She told him again and again, "Be proud of who you are." And Bomi, steady and disciplined, taught him responsibility, structure, the value of hard work. He balanced warmth with quiet authority, a man who didn't shout, but who was always present. Together, they created a home where dreams were not indulgences, but possibilities, where ambition was not selfish, but earned, where love was not loud, but constant. Freddie never became a carbon copy of his parents. He didn't follow their faith. He didn't live the life they might have imagined. But he carried their values, not in rules, but in character. The confidence to stand alone, the courage to be different, the dignity to face the world on his own terms. When he took the stage, it wasn't rebellion against them. It was proof of what they had built. Because without Bomi and Jer, there would be no Farrokh, no Freddie Mercury. No voice that could climb for octaves and still break your heart. No man who could wear a crown and still be human. They didn't dream of stadiums. They didn't imagine Wembley, Live Aid, or Montreux. They simply wanted to build a good life, to love each other, to raise their children with pride, and in doing so, they gave the world a gift they never knew they were giving. Today, when fans gather at the statue by Lake Geneva, when they sing "Love of My Life" under the stars, when a new generation discovers somebody to love, they not just celebrating a performer. They're honoring a journey, one that began not with fame, but with a wedding, with a promise, with a family that believed in love, even when the world was broken. Freddie Mercury's story didn't begin in a recording studio. It didn't start on stage. Began in 1946 with two young people who said yes to each other and, without knowing it, said yes to history. So we remember Freddie. We celebrate the icon, the voice, the legend. But let us also remember the quiet architects of his soul. Bomi and Jair Bulsara, not just parents, but the first, truest foundation of a man who changed music forever. And in that old wedding photo, faded with time, we see not just the past, but the beginning of everything.